community as I do. So just a little bit of background on our Everyday Hero Award. It's to recognize women or men who through their ideas, effort, and dedication are making a difference in the lives of other people. They're people who don't go looking for attention, but who deserve it. So past recipients include Bonnie Robichaud, who was responsible for a landmark decision of the Supreme Court of Canada in 1987 that amended the Canadian Human Rights Act to hold employers responsible for sexual harassment of their employees, whether they know about it or not. So essentially, this decision made it their business to find out if sexual harassment was happening in their workplaces. Another recipient is Dr. Mohammed Baobaid. So he was the founder and executive director of the Muslim Resource Center for Social Support and Integration. He's worked to develop and implement culturally integrative services and responses, and has helped to establish the Muslim Resource Center as an innovative national and international leader in research, collaboration, and service provision. Most recently, the award went to Joy Lang, who is here this evening. And Joy is a pioneer in the Canadian Women's Shelter movement. She was the founding executive director of the shelter in Chatham, Kent. She did groundbreaking collaborative research with Dr. Jaffe on children exposed to domestic violence. She completed her career here in London, where she also made many contributions to ending violence against women and children. So that's the history. It's an honor to be giving the Everyday Hero Award to Shelley, but it's also a big responsibility, because I'm not just representing myself. I'm not just representing the center. I'm representing all of you and all the people who can't be with us here in this room, whose lives Shelley has touched. So, where to begin? Well, how about with one short word that has defined Shelley's attitude and approach to a career of community service that stretches back more than 30 years? Sure. Shelley has been undaunted by challenges large and small. Need someone to start a new project, to fill a spot on a committee, organize an event, take on a leadership role, mentor a new arrival, cover an on-call shift, develop a new collaboration, respond to a crisis. Shelley has been the woman to take that on, without complaint, without asking for recognition, without making a big deal about it at all. With quiet strength and a clear and unwavering vision, Shelley has done what it takes to make women and children in this community and beyond safer. She's done it with professionalism, she's done it willingly and with all her heart, she's done it with flair, and she's done it with love. So let's take a moment to hear from other advocates what they think about Shelley. Yasmin Hussein says, Shelley is a passionate and caring advocate. She has a strong voice, but is an engaged listener and learner. She models caring and collaborative leadership. I feel that I haven't worked with Shelley enough and therefore benefited from her wisdom enough. I hope there are more opportunities to come. Mally LeBear-Bunn says, Shelley told my 16-year-old self, in a perfect world, places like women's shelters and children's aid wouldn't exist, because in a perfect world, there would be no violence against women and children. But it does exist, and we must do everything in our power to protect and support those who need places like women's shelters and children's aid. That experience with Women's Community House changed my direction of where I was going to focus my studies when I reached university, and the types of jobs I would inhabit once out in the world. It is not a surprise that I've continued my career in this sector, and I have Shelley to thank for that. Louise Petre says, this word is so fitting for a beloved leader in our community, Shelley Yo. Shelley is one of the reasons why after leaving the more corporate world of the hospital and knowing practically nothing about community development, but aching to be part of the women's community, I was welcomed, nurtured, mentored, accepted. It was my connection to Shelley that really set me on a new path. Even though I was awkward, bracket, I wore a pinstripe business suit at the first Women's Events Committee I attended, imagine, and so it didn't fit. She saw my heart and created space for me. I owe Shelley a lot, and I'm deeply grateful for all that she has given me, and of course, our friendship. Jesse Rogers says, Shelley, I'm glad to know our community is recognizing your years of service to not only ANOVA, but our entire community. Congratulations on this honor. I know that many of you have your own stories and testaments to add to these. I encourage you to tell these stories to each other and to Shelley. That's what this gathering is for. I'll end by saying, Shelley, sometimes it's your own organization that you've held together. Sometimes it's been an important community collaboration. Sometimes it's been a woman in crisis. Sometimes a colleague struggling with a difficult situation. Sometimes it's been me. Words alone can't convey the depth of my gratitude or of our gratitude for all that you've given to our community. I hope that you can see with your heart what we're trying to tell you. You are our everyday hero. That you asked us if we have a gift to give a donation to Women's Space, and we are happily going to do that. But we're also going to give you a physical token of the caring and love of our community, because we know that along with justice, you like beauty.
Wait to open this. Okay. I'll show you all in a minute. I'm sure it's beautiful. And I like shoes. So, thank you so much. I am a little nervous. I'm not usually that nervous. And I don't really, I wrote notes even though it's not very long. So, I'm grateful. Thank you so much to Peter and Linda and Barb and Molly and Annalise and everybody else from the center for acknowledging me in this award. And I know I follow some very incredible people as well. So it's such an honor to be acknowledged by my community. I want to thank everyone, all of you, for being by my side in this work, because we don't do this work alone. We don't do it in a silo. We do it with one another. We do it in relationship with one another, and we know, and I know, that every single role that each of us plays is valuable and important and equal and necessary. I've been doing this work for a long time. Most of us know that. And, sometimes I feel like not much has changed. And I hear other people in community talking about that too. But I know that without taking action, we wouldn't be here today. And many of us here have taken action, and sometimes they're small actions, and sometimes they're large, and it's okay, it doesn't matter. Each action makes a difference, and has made a difference in the work that we're doing. So this week's been has been a difficult one to take note, to humbly take note, I think, as we finally have a report and recommendations for the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, and recommendations to go along with that. And I think that that's really important, and I think that shows that maybe some of the actions that some of us have taken have made a difference. I sure do hope so. And I sure do hope for a world where we're all free to make our personal choices without fear of violence. I really want to thank all of my colleagues, my community colleagues, folks that I work with every day, side by side. My family's here, so happy. My granddaughter, my grandson, my daughter, my mom. And and sister and my partners here, and many, many friends who are always there to support me, and I really do. I'm really grateful. I think that I've had a lot of fortune in this life to be able to work with such wonderful people, to live in a great community who continue to take action and to make a difference for all of us. And I just want to thank you all for recognizing me, for being here together. It's so great. It's always a bit of a party. I have to enjoy that, and just thank you so much. I'm very grateful.